Good afternoon, everyone. This is Denise Arminio from Inside Health Apps, and we are doing our Thursday live working on allergies today. And for anyone that doesn't know me, I am certified emotion code, body code, and Genius biofeedback practitioner. And if you have any questions, you can always reach me at Denise at Inside Health Apps. And I also have Claire and Connie assisting today. So if you have any questions, you can also reach out to them in the chat room and they will answer your questions. So I did have someone who had volunteered, but she has not shown up. So we are going to work with Ruth. So welcome, Ruth. How are you? Do you have your video?
Thank you. Yes.
Otherwise, you're at the beach. There you are. Hi. Oh, now your volume is off.
Can you unmute, Ruth? Please.
Yeah,
That's it.
Are you unmuted?
No.
I got her. I think. Ruth, can you unmute? Oh, there you are, I think.
I press the space key to temporarily unmute. How's that?
You unmuted, but you turned your camera off in the process.
That's the computer. It's the computer connection. It's unstable.
Well, I'm going to add your name in here. Well, maybe you're. Okay, did I spell it right?
Yeah. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, great. Maybe do you think you could get the camera on for a second and I'll take a screenshot right away? That way, if you have to go off camera.
It's being temperamental.
Okay, so why don't we first, if I have to, I guess I'll use your beach picture. So we're working with allergies today. So what, allergy related issue would you like to work with today? I'm assuming you have an allergy of some sort.
Yes, food allergies, citric acid, chocolate, and pet allergies. I have a dog.
So,
do you have a date of birth there, Denise?
I'm sorry, what?
Date of birth.
Did you have a date of birth there?
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I was just getting her the other stuff first. So, I'm sorry, what food was it?
Citric acid.
Mm-hmm. Pet?
Chocolate.
Oh, chocolate. How could I forget that one? Okay. And what is your date of birth?
September 22nd.
The year?
1959.
Okay, great. So for anybody who is unfamiliar with the Genius, this is the first main setup page. So you put the full name, full legal name, the date of birth, and whether they're male or female. And then we can hit next. And here I'm just going to add in food allergies. And hit begin. And then the next step will be adding your voice recording. So Ruth, I'm going to count you down. I'll say 3, 2, 1, begin. And at that point, oh, we lost you there. Ruth, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. I saw you like come back in. So, oh, there you are. Let me grab your picture really quick in case I lose you. Okay. So I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, begin. And then you can repeat your full name and the vowels A, E, I, O, U slowly, and just repeat them until the 15 seconds is up. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, begin.
Ruth Harkler Road, A-E-I-O-U. Ruth Harkler Road, A-E-I-O-U.
Great.
E-I-O-U.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's all finished. So I'm just going to hit voice harmonics here on the bottom. And it is really difficult to hear because it's typically like very low pitched sounds when the Genius translates your actual voice recording to frequencies. But I always like to just play it anyway. So here we go. So I hope you could hear that, even though it was a little low pitch. Great. So now the next thing I'm just going to do is hit next. And for anybody who is maybe just started with the Genius and they wonder if they have the Quanta capsule, how they import their client's information, up here on the top right hand corner where it says import Quanta profile, you would press on that and it would ask you to input your client's email address. And once you entered their email address and hit OK, it would populate all their information. So hope that helps anyone. So now I'm just going to hit next. And it says hit continue. And now since I've already uploaded your picture, I'm just going to hit in this figure and click on existing photo. And there you are. And now we can hit OK and begin analysis. And continue. And is there an affirmation that you would like to use today?
Yes. I am beginning to love more and more life.
Can I make a recommendation? When you do affirmations, it should be as if it already happened. So you may want to say, like, I love life. Beginning would mean like you're just starting to, you're not.
Yeah.
So
yes.
You want to make it like, I love life, or?
All right. Simple. I love life.
Okay. If you're going to manifest, you should want to manifest exactly how you want it to be, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for anyone who is on the trial or has the basic version, this is what it will look like. There's the 3 headings: biofield, body, and mind. I do have library, so I'm going to go hit on the navigation bars on the top right corner, and I'm going to then go down to libraries and I'm going to add all my libraries to my client. And I'm going to select all. And since I'm not really sure what libraries we're going to use, I'm just adding them all. Okay, so now that I added those to this client, which is Ruth, you can see that the banner for libraries has shown up. So now I'm going to go down and hit begin analysis. Okay, and on the right-hand side, you see all numbers on the side. The Genius uses a value system. So the numbers range from 0 to 777. 0 to 100 is represented by the color blue. And blue has been observed to be chronic energetic disturbances. In Chinese medicine, they might call that stagnant energy, or we can also call it like under energy. Then after blue, the next range is 101 to about 450, and that's represented by the color green. And then we go from 451 to 689, and that's represented by the color yellow. And lastly, we go 689 to 777, and that's represented by the color red. And red has been observed to be more acute energetic disturbances. So it would be something happening currently now. And Chinese medicine might view that as heat or inflammation, or we could also refer to it as over energy. Often when we're working in the main hold tray on areas that we want to focus on, I will add values 600 and above and 200 and below. And even though some of those values represent some yellow and some green, when the Genius analyzes them in the main hold tray, often we see them showing up as highs. So we don't want to miss anything. So you will see me on some libraries, not just adding the reds and the blues, but also some yellows, which are 600 and above, and some greens, which are 200 to 101. And we can also see on the left hand side, these arrows or like accordions, and those are just telling us that we can go a little bit deeper if we click on the line. So in this case, you can see the double arrow going down for next to brain anatomy. If I were to click on brain anatomy, you see what is in that library, and you can see the different areas of the brain that are represented there. The next thing that it's nice to look at after we run the analysis is the Genius will order the different topics in order of priority. So Ruth, it's showing you that there's something in my libraries that's showing up as the priority, and then mind, and then body field, and then body for you. So before we get into too much more detail, I just want to go into Aura here, and we can click on it. And this is where we can get your Aura picture. So I'm just going to hit begin analysis. Okay, and I'm just going to take a picture here for you. So what I typically look for in an aura is bright, vibrant colors. Like dull or dirty, muddy looking colors usually represent stagnant energy. Here on the bottom, we're seeing some grays, and the greens are a little bit dirty looking. So there's probably stagnant energy that hopefully we can break up and work with today. And hopefully we'll see some bright, vibrant colors after we run some balances for you. The next thing I always like to work on is minerals. And that's because minerals help. You need all your minerals to run all the electrical communication in your body. Also, Dr. Debbie describes it really nicely in her Tuesday lives. So if you've missed them, that's another great training that you can also watch. But I'm just going to go into my libraries and grab. There's minerals on that main page, but I also have all the minerals and essential nutrients in one library. So I'm just going to add them. It just takes a few minutes here. I have a lot of libraries. And Ruth, I don't think I asked you what's, oh no, I did. I'm sorry. Your food pet. Do you have any pain or anything or any other issues that we might be able to measure?
I get occasional numbness in my hands.
And are they numb now?
Usually when I wake up in the morning or I'm still asleep or just about to get out of bed.
Okay. And anything else?
That's all that's been bothering me.
No aches or pains? What about emotionally? How are you feeling?
Under the weather, it's just a little bit baffled as to a lot of what's going on with my family and recent death of a friend I found out after years of non-contact. So it's a little emotional. It's not too wrapped up. I thought I was doing pretty well with it, just adjusting myself, doing balancing.
Okay. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being, well, in this case, if it's just, if we can, 10 being great, how are you feeling? Where would you put yourself?
I'm pretty high today. I'm about a 7.
Okay. So maybe we can lighten up some of that stuff. In the meantime, I have added the 45-minute essential nutrients into the main hold tray. So I'm just going to run them all for about 1 minute for you, just to try to prepare the scan. So I'm just going to hit all. You have some water nearby. It's always a good idea to stay hydrated and drink water, especially when you're running frequencies. They can dehydrate you. So okay, so you have 29% rectification. I usually like to see 40% rectification or higher, but that's still great, 30%. So now I'm just going to go back to the first page. And the next thing I'd like to work on before I start some of the adding everything is I like to look at the spiritual protection. And I am going to just add all those into the main tray and then run those for 1 minute. This looks basically pretty good, but sometimes you never know. After you run an analysis, you may have more that show up as high, and you do. We're just going to run all of those. Oh, I think we lost Ruth again. I don't see her coming back. Oh, there she is. Hi, Ruth. So 59%. So that's excellent. Happy to see that. And now the next thing I like to always do is if you look at the top, it says system overview. If you touch on that or click on it, it brings you to a general overview. Now, what this does here is it's basically the system overview page, but it would be as if you expanded it. So everything that's in the, like that would be beneath each of the libraries, it now will include those in one list and order it in chronological order from high to low. So I'm going to look at that. I'm just going to move the timer when there's nothing in my way. And I'm going to hit begin analysis here. Now, so now what we see is all your highs from everything on that main system page. So we can see that you have some meridians that have some energetic disturbances, possibly some parasitic and infection energetics, some hormones, more meridians. If we go click general overview again, we'll now see the bottom view. So we'll see what some of your more chronic issues are. So we see chicory and governing vessel 0.5, today's stress, degeneration, more meridians, points, and then we have chamomile twice actually. That's interesting. That might be something we really want to look at for you. I don't know. Maybe have some, if you have any essential oil or something at home. But so I'm just going to run these all on a quick balance. And what a quick balance does, will run all the reds and all the blues. So it's a lot of items that are going to be run. We'll run those just for 1 minute. Hi, Wendy. I see that you're asking. It's basically, it's done that for kind of category. So things that are in the body category are written in the color blue. Items that are from the biofield are just all written in purple. If you got down to mind, they'll be written in another color. It has nothing to do, the text writing has nothing to do with like the range. So if we, let's just see if we, so like mind is represented by the color red. That's all. It's just distinguishing the different groups. Hope that helps. And you had a 34% rectification. So, you know, I'm happy with that. And so now we can go back and look to see what we want to work with here. I'm going to go start with your brain EEG, and I'm just going to add the theta waves in. That will help hopefully make you a little bit more receptive to taking in the frequencies. And then especially since we're working with allergies, I always work with emotions and the Bach flower essences, but especially when we're working with allergies, most of the time they're emotionally charged. So I want to add these in, and I am going to add the 600, the ones in yellow that are above 600 as well. And I'll go to the bottom and add the blue, and then add the ones that are 200 and below. And the Bach flower essences, I'll add the reds and the blues here. And we can just look quickly for, we see vine. So we can just look up the meaning of vine and to see if the meaning of that essence, how that relates to how you are now. So vine is release the pattern of using vital energy to control others as it constrains your energy and others. Open and release fear. Open and release for joy and freedom of all. And then we could see cherry plum, and that would be more of a chronic out of balance, fear of acting out in response to frustration. Think temper tantrum. There is much stored up energy of frustration that has not been able to find a healthy expression. I don't know if that resonates with you, but you may, if there's stored up energy that you're not releasing, that might also be some of that stagnant energy that we were seeing in the aura picture there on the bottom. I mean, that's hard to say, but it could be backed up from anything.
It's spot on.
Okay.
I know what I've been changing as I age, and that might have part of the reason to do with it also. So
yeah, it's really important to be mindful of, especially emotions, because they're really related to allergies.
Yes.
So let's move down now to the biofield, and we can look at Nogiers, and we can add that. It's red. We're going to add the aura and spiritual protection, but we can also go into Nogier and add the reds here. And I'll explain what they mean in just a second. Nogier G and Nogier A are like universal frequencies, so I always add them. Now, Dr. Nogier found that your organs and your glands have like their own frequency. So when they go out of balance for that organ, it's going to cause their function to be somewhat out of balance. So we can just look at what right here somewhere. Should know these all. Where did it go? Sorry, guys. This is annoying. Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay. So Nogier F is emotional harmony, bone healing, and hormones. And it also opens the energy of hypothalamus, muscle spasms, facial pain, depression, hormones, and circulation. So again, we're kind of seeing a pattern here of the same. B has to do with digestion, lymphatic, circulatory, and neuropathy, your hands. And G is, like I said, the universal frequency, but it also has to do with inflammation, scar tissue, brain function, intellectual organization. So that's just a little bit of what's going on there. Chakras, I always like to add. So we'll add in your brow chakra. And Savegios are frequencies that have to do more with like the spiritual realm of things. I always add 528 hertz, and that has to do with transformation and miracles and DNA repair. So it's always good to have that in every balance. And we can add 963 hertz, which has to do with perfect note, completing the circle. Meridians, again, is another big area that I like to work on. We also saw it in the general overview that you had a number of meridian points that were off. Here, it's just showing us kidney and lung, so we can add those two. But I also always like to add the governing meridian and the conception vessel. Those are the two main meridians that run. The conception runs the front, and the governing meridian runs our back. And I will go a little deeper on the governing and conception, and just grab the first and last point of the meridian, because sometimes just stimulating the first and the last point will help get the whole meridian going. And TV 24, there it is. Okay, and then we have sacred geometry. Again, we can add the red and the blues here. And if you ever have a favorite to add, you could add the golden ratio or the Fibonacci's. Even the torids are good ones to add. The aura I've already added. There is nothing beneath that. If we do click on that line, it brings us to the analysis. And spiritual protection, I've already added all those items, I believe. Yes, they're already in the main whole tray. So now we can look at body systems. So the first thing I always like to look at when we're in, in the body is today's stress, just to get an idea of where you're at today. And it's showing blood sugar and adrenals. Blood sugar, it's red, so it means it's happening now. That could be maybe you haven't eaten and you need to eat, or maybe you just ate. So that doesn't necessarily mean that like you have something, an issue there. I mean, that could, since it's happening in the present, it could be a number of different things. You could have just had something, a candy bar, and your sugar spiked,
Good.
And then we see degeneration. So I'm just going to add the blues and the reds in here. I'm going to add emotional and inflammation, because often with allergies, there's going to be, we can add environmental as well. Sensitivities we can add. And I think that's all I'm going to add in here for now. And what else do we want to look at? We can look at in here in your body systems. So we see the reproductive and skeletal system. We can add that. I'm also going to add the nervous system, since you did mention about your hands. And I'll add the digestive as well. And I'm going to go back and add in a little bit all the 45 minerals. So we can look at this quickly, but I'm going to have all these added from the other tray. But lithium is something that I always add. In fact, I can just add it here. I'm going to add all of them. And hormones. You can add your reds and your blues. And your organs. The bladder, the skin, your kidneys. Okay, so we basically got through everything on this system overview page. Now let's go to libraries. And I'm just going to bring up, I have a bunch of different libraries for allergies. So let's see, I want to still add in, this is my 45 essential nutrients. I just want to make sure that I have everything covered from what I didn't add in before. And we have allergy affirmations, which I always like to add in. So release fear contributing to allergies. Do you have anything with shellfish? Emotional being.
Those are good ones.
So yeah, because it's so emotionally charged, all of these. Let's see what's on the bottom here. I'm happy to be allergy free. I safely release all allergies to soy, your ego. There's all just different parts of you that, I mean, we could actually have allergies to people.
I have. Yes, I have.
So now we can look at the top 30 food lists.
Oh.
So it doesn't mean that you're severely allergic, but you know, you might have, gonna add the ones that are 600 and above. Do you have any issues with yeast or gluten?
I've been eating a lot of yeast and gluten. Maybe that caused an issue.
Well, you might just want to be mindful of it. I wouldn't necessarily, you might want to like not have it for a couple of days and see how your body reacts. Interesting that digestive enzymes shows up here. I actually have another library that we're going to look at, because sometimes we could have sensitivities to your digestive enzymes. And if you do, you're not going to digest your food properly. And if you're not digesting it, it's just going to snowball in your body not processing things right. Here's allergy frequencies. So we'll add all of these. These are some right frequencies for allergies. Here's includes pets. Let's see what's on the bottom. So I think I got all the ones that are 600 and above. Yeah, I got these. Okay. I just want to find the one. Here's some more. This is just some expanded allergens. I added the red, and let's add 600 and below. So a lot of times we don't think to look for like enzymes or different areas. I'm just trying to find where that. Oh, here it is. So here we have some digestive enzymes that you might have an energetic imbalance to. We want to make sure that those are all balanced and functioning okay. That way you can digest your food properly. Histamine, obviously you don't want histamine at least. These are some items that would be in your immune system. Here we have histamine again. I'm just going to add those. And these. I've just added the blues, and now I'm just grabbing the ones that are below 200. And I don't know if I had anything citric acid. No, that's not popping up for me. I'm trying to think if it's. We could just add. Is there a few other items? We're already at 218 items, so I'm going to. Oh, I know what I wanted to look at. There was on the system. Main system page for sensitivities. So wait, shellfish. So shellfish showed up again. Interestingly, it's showing up in 2 different libraries. So was dairy. Animal hair isn't really. You have a dog?
Yes.
A cat is showing up strangely. Oh, and there's chocolate. Okay, we'll add dander. So let's, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to just add all of these. Okay, so now let's go to the main whole tray and we can begin analysis on all these. And I'm going to run all of the items for 1 minute and then I'll rescan them, run them all for 1 minute again, and then just run the highs for 3 minutes. Melissa, it's a great question on the number you can add to the main whole tray. They say about 200. I usually try to keep it really the low 200. Sometimes it creeps up on me to run it. But after you run the alls for a minute twice, and then you just run the highs, they're less than the 200 that you're actually running. I haven't had any problem with it. I've also gone sometimes as high as 400 and have ran all the highs. So it's not typically, I don't run that many at a time, but on occasion I have. So I hope that helps. So 33% rectification. Again, that's pretty high, and then we're running all the items. We're just going to rescan them again to see how everything shakes out and reorders itself after running it. So we do see the emotion of disappointment coming up to the top. I think based on what you said, that may resonate a little bit with you. Mold, sorrow, shellfish again at the top. So you may want to be mindful if you eat shellfish, how your body's reacting to it. I'm just going to hit all again and run those all for 1 minute. We do want to run, look at another nerve library for you, Ruth, to see if we can help with your hands too a little bit. Hi, Wendy. Okay, so 60% rectification. That's wonderful. Let's hit rescan again, and we'll run just the highs for 3 minutes. And so we have some food allergies showing up here. digestive enzymes, viruses. So here's your pets. So let's just run those for 3 minutes. I'm reading here where you're saying, Rega, that the rectification amounts don't show in the progressive insights when you use all. They should. Maybe you had it, maybe when you ran it, you stopped it before the time was up. That's usually when you don't see a rectification amount. So just the next time you use your Genius, just see it. Are you stopping it before it ends? If you keep seeing it happen all the time, I don't know, maybe I would close out of the app or turn your phone or device on and off and see if it still happens. I haven't heard that really being reported by other people as a glitch, so you just may need to refresh. Try that, and if you're still having problems, then you can check back in with support. But I think once, if you even have to turn your phone on and off, you might see a difference with that. Claire, have you ever seen that?
Should I say not of late? Normally it's when the timer hasn't run a complete
Right, that's
minute.
that's
Yeah.
what I said, but not just. How are you feeling, Ruth?
I'm actually feeling a whole lot better.
Oh, good.
I was going to step up my balancing to daily, and then yesterday I registered. I said, oh, this is probably what I need just right now.
Excellent. Now I just want to look for, I'm going to look for chocolate and the pets, because I just want to show everybody a little bit on the functional zone considerations. I'm not really going to get so far into it, but just look at it briefly with everybody just to show you what it is. I'm looking for chocolate. Give a holler if anybody sees it. I know we put it in here. Oh, my eyes. Maybe it's all there. There it is. And I'm gonna add dander. Did we pass dog yet? I don't think so.
I just saw cat.
Oh.
It's been a while since I've seen a cat.
Oh, we'll add them in there. Come on. I'm gonna add shellfish too. I don't know why that keeps. Where's dog?
There.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to go into the functional zone considerations. So the functional zone considerations, it gives you like different subsets. It'll give you all these different zones. Now I'm just going to look at the one, although we can add them. So the microorganism zone is showing up as red. So that might have to do with fungus stress, yeast stress, bacteria stress, virus stress, parasite stress, Lyme stress, geophysical zone, atmospheric stress, geopathic charge stress, electromagnetic stress, radioactivity stress, geopathic field stress. So if we click on this line, it's going to give us more specific information. I'm going to first drag it though down to the main hold tray. And now I'm going to click on it and see what shows up. Of the different areas, it's going to show the 2 that are of the highest percentage. So yeast stress evaluation shows 99%. Now that's interesting to me because I think on the sensitivities, remember yeast showed as blue for you as being more chronic. So again, you might want to be mindful of what you're eating if it has yeast in it and maybe eliminate it and, you know, see how your body reacts to it. I'm not going to add the parasitic stress because it's not, I mean, it's 87%, but I'm looking for more like 99% and 100. The psychogenic zone, I'll add that to the main hold tray because it is high and red. What that has to deal with is depressive tendency stress, shock stress, miasm stress, psychogenic stress, hormone stress, interference zone, scar stress, foci field stress, significant focus stress, mercury stress, inherited interference stress, acquired interference stress, toxic substance, and interference stress. So let's see what is showing up here for you. So we have miasm stress, we have psychogenic stress evaluation. I'll add the miasm stress, but again, I usually only add the ones that are like 99 and 100. Now, immune zone, I'm passing over the biochemical zone for now. The immune zone, it's 173, so it is below 200. That is food allergy stress, non-autoimmune allergy stress, autoimmune stress, immune stress, vaccine stress, organ change stress. So let's see if anything in here shows up for allergies for you. So you have 200% and you have non-autoimmune allergy stress evaluation and autoimmune stress evaluation. So this is interesting, right? Because when you look at an immune zone, it was green, although it was below 200, but you have 200% hits in here. So, you know, there's something in those areas that you're being affected by. We can look at the tissue regulation zone. And that has to do with cystic process stress, benign tumor stress, pre-degeneration 1 stress, pre-degeneration 2 stress, stress degeneration, and stress organic vegetative stress. We can, that was a mouthful for me. So I don't exactly have a good answer for you on what that means, but it's 98%. I'll put it in. And geophysical zone. Oops, when I took my screenshot picture, I don't have all the areas that are going to show up for here. So we're just winging it. But we're going to put it in. Geopathic change stress evaluation is 99%. I'm not going to add the other one in. So now we can go back and I'm going to hit begin analysis because now I've added more items to the tray. And I'm just going to run all of them instead of going and searching through to find all those different areas. And we'll just run this for 1 minute. Claire. Thank you for answering Alex's question. Alex, I think I have it on 50 times, and I believe I have it on the other ones on what Claire has mentioned. I won't know unless I go back out. I don't always change it for every person, so I just kind of keep it on the same thing all the time.
There's another question there for you, Denise.
Good question, Melissa. Well, when I'm running all of them, more isn't always better. But when I'm running all of them, I'm kind of trying to make everything, what's ever going to clear or balance quickly kind of happen, and then leave the items that may have be harder to harmonize rise to the surface, and then I'll run those for 3 minutes. So that's why I run the highs on 3 minutes, because those are generally the ones that didn't move down to medium or low after running alls for 1 minute. And here we had a 16% rectification. Where are we for time? We're already it's already 3 o'clock, so I'm not going to run that longer. I would normally run that longer until I got hopefully to 40% rectification, but let's just go now and see what your aura looks like. Hopefully it looks nice and pretty.
Now I have a Quanta cap.
You do? Would you like me to send these to you?
Please.
Sure. Melissa, also, if you do muscle test, you can muscle test for how long to run. It's really, I just kind of go by my gut. There's no rhyme or reason. Oh, thanks, Ruth.
Thank you.
And here is your aura picture actually looks better. Mm-hmm. It was a little bit darker down here. I do want to run the gem library just for a minute and see if we can break that up. I'm going to run this on quick balance so I don't have to add them to the main whole tray. So these won't be added to your
right.
Only the ones, and I'll add them in a second. I don't want to forget to do that for you. And these gems are great for breaking up stagnant energy. It's also great for grounding. So anybody, if you're anxious or worried, it's going to hopefully bring you back to present, and hopefully you won't be so anxious and worried.
I'll go grab my orange calcite sphere.
Good. Okay, so that was a 25% rectification. Let's see what your aura looks like, if there's any improvement, hopefully. So again, we're seeing, a lot of different energies moving. I would just keep running them again. I would like to see it brighter, but we're running out of time, so I can't really work some more of that. I do want to so anybody who's looking to see how to share frequencies from the Genius and send them to a Quanta Cap, I'm going to do that right now. So we go to the share button. And the frequencies that are going to be sent are all of them, because that's what I just ran, was all the frequencies. So I'm going to hit share. And then I'm just going to add Ruth's email. Oops. msn.com and hit add, and then we hit OK, and hopefully email was sent to the user. So you will have that, and you will be able to run those for 7 days once you upload that code and activate it. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's session and that we answered all your questions. If you have any other questions, you can always email me at Denise@Inside Health Apps. Or you could go to one of the support groups and we can always help answer your questions there. So until next week.
Thank you.
It was good. And Ruth, you're feeling better, you said?
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
I'll do
Let
all my.
us know if there's any, I'd love to know if there's any change in your hands, or
Yes.
if you see any noticeable changes, just email me. I love to get the feedback.
Okay, yes, I will. Thank you, Denise.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. Oh, I just have to stop the video here.
All right.